Let's go to the AL West, where the 9-9 Texas Rangers are in first place. I feel a little bit worse about the Rangers, and it is mostly injury related, so maybe it's unfair. The offense has been what it needs to be, considering the number of guys that are out. But boy, are they patching it together now. We're going to talk about Jack Leiter's upcoming debut in the second half of the show. So maybe give them credit, the fact that their ERA is above average when you consider the pitchers that they've kind of cycled through. They just haven't quite gotten going yet. And I feel like this would feel a lot worse, and I'm going to say this about a few teams in this division, it would feel a lot worse if some of these other teams had their stuff together.
I mean, I'm encouraged by the offense, considering Langford has started slow and Josh Young has been hurt and Corey Seager has been merely pretty good and not a god. With all that in mind, them being 9-9, I would feel about the same for them, but I think I was lower on them entering the season. The thing with the Rangers, right, is can they tread water until the arms on the IL get back and are playing in the middle of the season? That's like the whole narrative of their season. So for the Rangers, call me in June. Let's move on to the Angels, who are 8-9. I have to say, I feel better about the Angels than I did at the beginning of the season. Now, I don't feel good about the Angels. I don't think they're a playoff team, but I kind of thought they'd suck, and I don't think they suck. And that is because of two major developments in my mind. One, Mike Trout is back. Mike Trout, reports of his demise were greatly overstated. He is still Mike Trout, at least this year. I mean, he's raking up a storm. He is tied for the league lead in home runs with 7. It looks like Mike Trout. That's one. The second thing is Reed Detmers has been spectacular in his 3 starts and looks like a real number 2 starter. He's the truth. Yeah. And those two things I did not believe heading into the year, and now I do believe them. There are a lot of other areas of concern, notably Nolan Shanuel and Zach Neto not hitting. Logan O'Hoppe looks legit. But as a whole, and part of this is because I saw them on opening day against the Orioles, and the Orioles just boat raced them, right? Mm-hmm. Just kicked their ass in.
Yeah.
The Angels are better than that, I think.
Sure. I feel about the same. Yeah, definitely some encouraging things, but I like Detmers, and I believed in Trout. I believe it. Nothing has shocked me so far, and the struggles have not come to be surprising. So I thought they were headed towards 76 wins, and I feel like they are still. So that's where they're at for me. The Mariners of Seattle. I talked on Monday about how they've looked absolutely atrocious. They have promptly responded with 2 solid wins. Still a lot of questions on offense, although they did have 9 runs on Monday. I feel very slightly worse, just because how bad the offense has looked at times. But it's still early. The pitching has really turned a corner. Gilbert and Miller have been everything you could have possibly hoped. Castillo certainly slightly worse, but Kirby has also looked good. So slightly worse. Again, it would be way worse if the rest of this division was doing anything. But I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. I mean, it has not been pretty, so it has to be worse. But I'm not. I didn't really get that close to panicking.
I feel worse. I feel worse because Julio has just looked so bad.
Yeah, but when you're one of the best defensive center fielders ever, and you can make the plays he did last night, it's just such a good reminder where it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of nice. But yeah, I mean, whatever. He's done this 3 years in a row, so it sucks. It'd be nice if he had a big, great April. But when he can be that good defensively, which is pretty amazing. So
the solution, go to winter ball, and then your April will be like your June.
Ooh, yeah. Well, he's tried that before. Jake, the Oakland A's are not in last place. I think they're not. Absolutely have to feel better about them. I was very strong coming into the season that they will not be, they will be way more watchable, and I think a little bit better than last season. And that's looking good so far. There are still games where it's like, oh God, there's still parts of this stat line. And sometimes when you tune into the wrong game and you're like, oh yeah, they're still one of the worst teams in the league.
They have like 14 players.
They're frisky. They're frisky. They got enough talent that can show up on the right day that they can hang in there. So yeah, every once or twice a week they're going to look really bad, but they're fine. They're fine. I feel better about them.
The Oakland A's have played 18 games, and 9 of them have been 1-run games.
And what's their record in those games?
I think they're 5-4.
Yeah. Yes, they are 5-4 1-run games. Now remember, Mark Conte was very clear at the start of the season. Like, he challenged his players. We are going for 500. Like, that was what was publicly said as like
realistic.
Realistic, exactly. It's not like the White Sox, but like we're taking this very seriously. They understand the situation, that the cards that they've been dealt. So, do I think they're going to finish 500? No, but they're having a good time. They're not as depressed. I mean, they're depressing to watch for other reasons, but it's not the players' fault. I'm enjoying watching a lot of their players.
Jordan, pop quiz time. Mm-hmm. We're going to quickly turn this into a video. Please pull up the Oakland A's baseball reference page.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. For 2024. At the top of every baseball reference page, there are the pictures of the guys who are top 12 in wins above replacement. Mm-hmm. Please begin on the left and work towards the right and tell me who these people are. You have 25 seconds. Go.
Paul Blackburn, J.J. Bleday, Mason Miller, Zach Geloff. Number 5, I am pausing. I'm going to come back to that one.
Okay.
Esteury Ruiz, which is funny because he was demoted and then just came back and immediately hit a home run. So that's great.
Yep.
Then we have JP Sears, Shea Langoliers. I think that's Austin Adams.
It is not. Please continue.
Austin Adams. That is another pitcher, I think.
Wrong. It's Michael Kelly. Next.
Michael Kelly. Okay. The next one is Austin Adams.
Yes, that's
awesome. The next one is Austin Adams. They have the same beard and the same smile. Okay. The last guy is, I am not sure. And the last guy is Abraham Toro.
So 11 is Mitch Spence. And the one that you...
0% chance I would have gotten that one. Is the other one Kyle Muller?
The other one is Kyle Muller. So, Jordan, that is a very impressive performance.
Okay. Yeah.
You missed only 2.
Michael Kelly and Mitch Spence, I can sleep at night knowing I missed those 2. Mitch Spence, Rule 5 pick. Michael Kelly, had no idea he was on the A's.
Let's just be clear, everyone. That was just recognizing these people's faces. Jordan Shusterman doesn't just know ball. He knows ball face. Let's finish up this division and then we'll take a quick break. The Houston Astros are 6-13, and you have to feel worse about them.
Yeah,
just because of the pitching injuries.
We knew the stretch that they were going to was going to be tough, but this is quite the hole. Now, this is still one of the best offenses in baseball, and it's one of the worst pitching staffs. I mean, this is a ridiculous example of extremes. Truly, they have a team OPS plus of 125 and a team ERA plus of 75. That is about as polarized as you could get. And that's with Christian Javier and Ronel Blanco being about as good as you could possibly ask them to be. So, absolutely massive concerns on the mound. Josh Hader looks terrible. They're paying him a lot of money to not look terrible. Abreu and Presley haven't looked much better. Do I expect them to all have ERAs over 7? No. But yikes. I am absolutely concerned on the mound. I have to feel way worse.
This is, I think, the team I feel the biggest change about compared to the start of the year, because we weren't high or excited about the Astros arms, but we didn't think they were going to be the worst in the league. And
losing Fromber is a huge deal, right? There's injuries in play for all of these things, and we haven't seen how serious that's going to be. Fromber's a huge part of that. He's one of the best, 15 pitchers in the league. So if he's not around, and you can say, oh, well, but they have God level Ronel Blanco. Okay, that's nice. But credit to Hunter Brown for bouncing back the other day from what was happened before then. But no, it's bad. Worse, a lot worse.
I'll take the over on Ronel Blanco's 0.86 ERA. All right, that's how we feel about the American League. Let's take a quick break, and then we will come back with the NL.